My name is Alessandro Boccacci. I'm Oklahoma's India tour. Extensive independent filmmaking, art, writing, in those extensive experience and knowledge in those fields. Welcome to a live reading of Adulting 101 Wisdom for Life by Josh Burnette and Pete Hardesty. How nice. How lovely. A must read book for those entering the real world. What do you think? I think so. These are all the good things people had to say. And we're gonna start with the first part. We'll start reading the first part. It was an introduction. You can change the world. Let's read that part, huh? There's 7 parts, 177 pages. After that, we have part 1, you make a difference. Part 2, get a job. Part 3, relationships. Part 4, I want to be rich. Part 5, how to not lose a game of money. Part 6, management. Part 7, foundations. Smart goals, big rocks. The top button. You know you are an adult when. How to crush college. Life after college. How to enter the real world. Month 1. Cream. Cash rules everything around me. Budgeting basics. Little hinges. Sitting ramen at 70. Never pay the sticker. Apartment. Adults need insurance. I need credit. The hearse in the U-Haul. Leaving awake. Purple hair interview. Be professional. Lead or die. History competence. It's complicated. Yeah, that's all of them. So that's everything we're going to read through. We're going to start with... well, why not start with reading about the authors, which we've already done a couple of times. So, you know, we've already done this last time. So, this guy runs a Chick-fil-A, does a lot of, runs a business, speaker at SCORE, workshops. You know, this guy does the same thing, works with kids, SCORE, coaches SCORE, travels a lot. You know, really good people. Really good people. If you want to know about the authors, get the book. Buy a copy of the book. Either probably on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. I'm not sure where I bought this one. But yeah, why not? Maybe I think I bought this at now that I think about it, I think I got FedEx Kinko. That's where I got this book, FedEx Kinko. So we're 3 minutes in, and this is what we read. Most definitely, before we dive into, I haven't been smoking at all. Like, I mean, I have, but so minimum. I've been doing good about that. You know, I'm feeling good about that. I'm feeling bad that I'm running out. But I should go get more. If I should do anything, I should get more. But we're going to try to live off what we have. We just a little bit to survive. I think we could. Oh, yeah. I watched a movie earlier. During lunch. I watched a movie called Plane with Gerald Butler. Oh, superb movie. Some of the best writing I've seen. As far as an action thriller, you know, as far as a plane crash, plane survival, that kind of thing. Very original. Yeah, buddy. Everyone's working. Everyone has a job. Everyone's at their job, being an adult, contributing to society. I'm contributing to society. I'm reading this book out loud for guys. That's contribution. I should be getting paid $1 million to do this. This is good knowledge. Good stuff. All right, let's check out, let's create a little short. And we're going to tell people, hey people, Hey, people out there on YouTube, we are gonna come out here and read this book. We're live right now. We're gonna start chapter 1, part 1, Adulting 101, Wisdom for Life. Josh Burnette and Pete Hardesty. Sub, like, share, join the reading. And it's that easy, folks. It's that easy. People out there on YouTube, we're gonna come out here and read this book. We're right now. We're gonna start. We are live right now. We are live right now. Starting Adulting 101, Part 1, Chapter 1. Chapter 1, we are live right now, starting Adulting 101, Part 1, Chapter 1. And let's say welcome all, welcome all. Catch you on the flip. All right, so we're gonna upload that short. You know what's crazy? I did a short of me cooking salmon in a boiling hot thing, and I put some music that YouTube owns, and I got like 400 views. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's like a popular song that people like. So that's the trick. That's the trick. I have to make shorts that have popular music in them. So that's what I'll do. I'll do another one. Let's do another one with music and see what let's do another one here and see how many we get. You can change the world. I don't know what goes where. I've never filled out a check before. I thought the college sophomore was kidding with me, but he wasn't. He was paying for an overnight excursion trip we were going on with about 150 students. You change the world. I don't know what goes where. I've never filled out a check before. I thought the college sophomore was kidding with me, but he wasn't. He was paying for an overnight excursion trip we were going on with about 100. You can change the world. I don't know what goes where. I've never filled out before. All right, let's add some music. Let's add some music. What do we got? Fire, friendship. Friendship. Let's go. Let's go. What do we want? What do we want for this kind of background music? Let's go with something. Do they have background music? Background music. Let's go with hip hop. Hippity hoppity hoppity hip. Let's see what they got. Oops. Let's see what we got. What is this? Yeah. Yeah, let's pick this one. I thought. Thanks, son. How do we lower the volume? It's a little loud. How do we adjust time on this? Oh, levels. Levels. Let's do it. All right, next. Join us. Live read. Live read. Live read. Adulting. Upload short. All right. Uploading the short. There we are. We've uploaded the short. Well, not enough. Not enough. I don't know what he was saying, but something like enough over and over and over. We could play some copyright jazz, royalty-free, copyright-free jazz music, free background library, 2 hours the best dinner time jazz music. What's good for reading? What's good? Cozy shop with smooth piano jazz. Is it free? Let's see. Let's see what we got going on. Is it royalty free though? No, I don't know that it is. Let's do copyright. Look up copyright. Free house piano. Jazz. Why not? And then jazzy hands. Fall coffee shop store ambience with relaxing jazz. I don't know if it's copyright free though. It's got to be royalty free. No copyright. There we go. Here we go, people. Found it. Let's see. Is that better? Can you guys hear me better now? We got some lovely jazz music going in the background, of course. It's gonna be a lovely evening. Welcome to my trailer. It's all paid for. Thank you. Welcome to Hollywood, baby. Welcome to Hollywood. Yeah, we're just gonna smoke a little bit more. We're gonna smoke a little bit more. Thank you for joining me today. We are gonna read a little bit more books, and then once we're reading the first part, we might read the second part. But after we get done with the second part, I sit down and get to writing. That's a true story. But first, we have to enjoy the good life. Welcome. We're just hanging out. We're going to be reading from the book Adulting 101. Ready? Introduction. Oh, yeah. You can change the world. I don't know what goes where. I've never checked before. I thought the college sophomore was kidding with me, but he wasn't. He was paying for an overnight excursion trip we were going on with about 150 students, and he didn't know how to write the check to pay for it. Can you tell me which address goes where? Junior asked me this question as we were writing thank you notes to people who had helped with the event. Who we got? Pour it up. Hey, what up? Good to see you. 11111. I'm gonna take off the sunglasses. Let's get to it and do it. Can you tell me which address goes where? A junior asked me this question as we were writing thank notes to people who had helped with the fundraiser. Again, thought he was kidding. Nope. He didn't know where to write the recipient's address, the return address, on a piece of mail. That was when I realized that most of the students I worked with were not prepared for life. They had stayed in school for 12 grades, 13 including kindergarten, and the 4+ years in college, yet after those 16+ years, they were still lacking some of the basic adult survival skills. And although the checkbook postal problems mentioned above are fairly easy to remedy, we can Google how to do just about anything these days. Having some real-life survival skills can keep young people from literally ruining their lives. I know someone who racked up tens of thousands of dollars in credit card debt starting after school with the purchase of a big screen TV because he never acquired financial survival skills. Both he and his wife are now working 2 jobs to pay for mistakes he made years ago. Ooh. That's a good insight. You know, you'll pay for your mistakes for years to come. That's very financially, you really ruin yourself. But I'm going to make a difference in this world, you're probably thinking, and my credit card balance isn't that high. We also believe you're here on this earth to be a world changer. You matter, and your life has incredible purpose. So part of this next stage of the journey as a new adult is find out what matters to you, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and relationally, and how you will give yourself to these things. Most people want to make a difference. If you don't, you can just stop reading right here. Okay, we'll just stop reading. Just kidding. This book is meant for people who want to leave this world a better kind of different than they found it. But you probably also need a job, a place to live, and a budget. Oh man, you sound like my parents. And you've probably got questions about dating, relationships, and marriage. Okay, you really do sound like them. Stop. We're going to try to not sound like parents, and instead sound like two guys who have also been trying to be world changers. As we become we've learned a ton from our mistakes, as well as from wisdom we've thought out and that graciously been given to us along the way. As you seek to make your mark on this world, we want you to thrive, not just survive. How to change the world. James Hunter, in his volume To Change the World, suggests change happens from the top down. We would like to suggest it also happens from the inside out. How do you change the world? It starts with, drum please, you. You're not in control of the world, but you are in control of yourself, how you think, feel, and behave. Think of this book as a greenhouse. What happens in a greenhouse? Growth. How? The conditions in the greenhouse are set for optimal growth. What we will talk about for the rest of the book is how to set the conditions of your life that you are in control of for your growth. Growth doesn't just happen. It involves hard work, effort, intentionality. What is your personal growth plan? Do you have one? See chapter 18. Whoa. I don't think so. Why is there an ad in there? That's no good. Lost my place. What is your personal growth? Do you have one? See, how will you get better? Zig Ziglar, a famous author and speaker, would say, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. This book is designed to be a practical guide to life well lived. We hope to help you chart a course for your life from the 50,000-foot view, but also help you write down on the runway. In this book, you will be equipped with an exercise on how to discern your mission in life and give your life to what matters. Tips and tricks on how to be wildly successful at work, a step-by-step guide to your finances so you can become a millionaire. Yes, we said millionaire. Goal setting and time management skills so you can spend more time doing what you love and less time doing what you hate. Simple, easy to understand, counsel on complicated topics such as insurance, credit, purchasing, cars and homes, and more. Research on how to do well in the first few months, college, or after graduation. Instruction for building better relationships, those around you, and caring for people in a deeper way, and much more. Sounds good. This book is about surveying your life for the long term, but also practically helping you with the day-to-day. It's about how to have impact, how to live a life of excellence and legacy, and how to get the most out of life. You want the life of the person you admire, but they paid a price for the they have lived. They sacrificed, they worked hard, took chances, did it out, and continued to press on through hard circumstances. And they were rewarded. You're at the beginning of your journey. You have vast adventures that lie ahead. You want to be a world changer. You were meant to be a world changer. Let's release you to be a world changer. Part 1. You make a difference. Yeah. This came with the book. What was in there? I think. Maybe not. How much that book came from, actually? The hearse and the U-Haul. The hearse and the U-Haul. so we are about to officially read chapter 1. Big 3, what does it say? Find out what matters in this life and give yourself to it. Begin the end result in mind. Start crafting your life mission statement and unifying principles. Very good. Very good. All right, let's get to it. The phone rang. I, Pete, was the only one in the office, so I answered. A deep, girly man's voice said, I need to speak with the person in charge of your chapter of Princess Anne High School. Uh-oh. These calls could be trouble. I was on staff with a nonprofit organization that worked with high school students, and we never knew what to expect with these kinds of calls. Often they were from parents worried about their kids. I'm the one in charge, I said. How can I help? We need to have a meeting, the bellowing voice said. Okay, may I ask what it will be in reference to? I want to know how I can help you. Phew, I felt like I had dodged a bullet. And next week I met a man who would change my life forever. His name was Jack Birch. And at the time, he was well over 300 pounds, had a shiny bald head, and was smoking a big cigar. At noon, in a Holiday Inn restaurant, one of the few places left in Virginia Beach that allowed smoking, it was the beginning of a friendship that would change me forever. We started meeting once every couple of weeks, then every week for an hour, and then every week for 2 hours. Jack had a twinkle in his eye, and a way with words. He was big on grace. He was big on love, and had big personality. After we had met several times, he asked me a question I would never forget. It would become a splinter in my mind. Have you ever seen a hearse pulling a U-Haul? I thought about it. No. Of course you haven't, he said, because naked you come and naked you go. So you better find out what matters in this life and give yourself it to wholeheartedly. Jack asked me the question every few weeks until it became ingrained on my heart. As I got to know him, I realized that the impact of his life was still echoing all over Virginia Beach and the world. I seemed like almost every day I could meet someone who would say, oh, Jack, he was a huge influence in my life. He showed up when I needed him the most. Begin with the end result in mind. Take a minute to think about your funeral. Oh, geez. Pleasant, I know. But close your eyes and imagine what it would be like. Who will be there and what will they say? If you passed away tonight, how would you be remembered? Would people be sad or indifferent? Who would be there saying you made an impact on them? Have you made a difference in this world? Unsettling, isn't it? Morbid, sobering. Yes, it is. Well, all think we're going to live forever, but here's the reality. The death rate is holding steadily at one person. You will die, it's just a matter of when and how. One of my mentors, Ralph, I called him Rev, had people from many countries come to his funeral. They traveled from all over the world to honor and pay their respects to someone who had impacted their life. Rev found out what mattered in his life. We are temporary stewards of everything in our life. We are to responsibly manage what we have while we're here, but none of it goes with us when we die. This may seem disappointing at first, but really, it's good news. It's no possessions last forever, nor are they meant to. Dead people can enjoy their stuff, can't enjoy their stuff. If we figure out what matters, we can do life we lived. We can have an impact that lasts beyond us, maybe even forever. I'll give you a hint. What you have isn't what matters. Here's the reality. You matter. What you do matters. People matter. You were meant to make a difference in this world. Stephen Covey says that we should begin with the end result in mind. He lists this principle in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Most people want to have a meaningful life, but most don't. People want to have a difference-making life, but most don't. Most people want to make an impact during their life, but most don't. What are you going to after? Who do you want to be? A meaningful life will not just happen. Gotta get through this advertisement. There we go. Get the music going. Who do you want to be? A meaningful life will not just happen. You can't achieve great things by binge watching Netflix. No one ever drifts into No one ever drifts into making a difference. You need to be intentional. You have to live with a purpose. What's important to you? If you don't quite know yet, that's okay. You're at a discovery stage of life and trying to find out what matters and what's important. Many things will try to coax you away from investing yourself in the important things. Some of them will even be good. Some will seem urgent, but they won't really matter in the grand scheme of life and your existence. You must give yourself to the important, the vital, the things that matter. There may be a sense of loss, sadness, disappointment when you graduate or when you graduated, because you always hear people talking about college as the good old days. As if this is true, then we're all in big trouble. That means the rest of your life is pressing downward spiral. That you peaked when you were 21? Not a chance. I can assure you that every season of life brings opportunities for more satisfaction, fulfillment, and joy. College is an incredible time of life and a special time, but the reality is the best years are yet to come. Next part. Your deathbed regrets. Your deathbed regrets. As you think about your funeral, as you begin with your end result in mind, what will you change? What regrets do you have? Have you ever been with someone when they were near death? It's a profound time when the divide between the temporal and the eternal becomes thin. When we're witness to the finality of life, we reflect and maybe even regret, but whatever truly matters to us crystallizes quickly. At the end of your life, what will stand the test of time? Top 10 life. Here's a paraphrase list of people's top 10 regrets at the end of life, according to addictedtosuccess.com study of residents in nursing homes. Number 1. I wish I lived my life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. I wish I hadn't compared myself to others. Number 2. I wish I worked so much and wished I made more time for my family. Number 3. I wish I had the courage to express my feelings more. I wish I allowed myself to love, be loved, and say I love you. Number 4. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Number 5. I wish I had pursued my dreams and aspirations, persevered, and kept going. I wish I discovered my purpose earlier. I wish I had saved more money for retirement. I wish I had more risks and more chances, traveled and experienced more cultures. I wish I had realized contentment and happiness are a choice. It's all about your perspective and attitude. I wish I had taken better care of myself, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Number 10. I wish I had touched more lives and inspired more people. What's your mission statement? People with clearly defined missions have always led those who haven't any. You are either living your mission or you are living someone else's. Lori Beth Jones, The Path, Creating Your Mission Statement. Wow, that's a good one. Maybe we should read that one next. We're almost done with part one. It was said that during World War II, if an unidentified soldier appeared in the dark and could not state his mission, he was automatically shot. Mission in World War II was a matter of life and death. It still is. Your mission is the most important thing you can do with your life. What are your life values? Can you name 3? Can you name 1? What are your unifying principles, overreaching guiding principles that help you stay on purpose? Other factors that are vital to your mission are your strengths and passions. There are many tools to help you discern your strengths, including Strengths Finder and Enneagram, or search Best Strengths Finder test for several free diagnostic exercises. What do you want to accomplish in this world? You may not know, and that's okay, but the sooner you discover your purpose and figure out your mission, the sooner you'll be able to accomplish it. The sooner you'll have a lens through which to make decisions. Here are some questions to meditate on to craft your personal mission statement. If you could change one thing in the world, what would it be? If you could influence a cause, what would you choose? What are some issues that you're passionate about? Raging rivers. In grad school, I had a professor who was recognized as the world's authority on his teaching topic. He had a PhD from Yale and a PhD from Harvard, and his textbook was the gold standard. One of his students in my class asked, "Prof, how do you keep learning? Haven't you arrived?" He slowly walked closer to us and kept silent for what seemed like minutes. And he replied, "That's a good question and a foundational one. As soon as you think you've arrived, it's the beginning of the end. I always want my students drinking from a raging river and never a stagnant stream. So how do you live? How do you have a life well lived? How do you avoid those top 10 regrets? You start today. You put the big rocks in first, more on chapter 17. You do the first right thing each day. You find your purpose and your mission and what gives you meaning to life. If you want to make a difference, you're going to have to take risks. Let's embark on this adventure together. Here is to become raging rivers. Find out what matters in this life and give yourself to it. If I could change something in the world, what would... I got to really think about that. If I could change something in the world, what would it be? I don't know. I gotta think about it. I gotta think about that. If I could change something about the world, what would it be? I don't know. What can I change? But what would it be if I could? I don't know. I don't know if I would change anything. Just let it be. Maybe help the poor more. Begin with the end result in mind. The end result in mind. You know, it'd be lovely is community greenhouses that were like growing beautiful vegetables and fruits and stuff. And they had like a community bakery. That'd be nice.
Facebook just did this. Nearly no one knows about it. They've been going all in on artificial intelligence.
Skip. Begin with end result in mind. I don't know. That's a tough one. Start crafting your life mission statement and unifying. What is my mission? I don't know what mission is. I don't know. I really don't know. I gotta think about that one. I used to think I know, but I don't know. I don't know. It seems really important, though, to know your mission statement, because like that's gonna fuel all your decisions. But I just don't know what my mission statement is. I gotta think about it. That's a tough question. If you could change one thing in the world, what would it be? I don't know. Man. If you can change one thing in the world, what would it be? Less people? As crazy as that sounds, no, that's too crazy. If I could change one thing, in the world, what would it be? If you can change one thing in the world, what would it be? That's the question we're asking now. We just read chapter 1, part 1. And the question is, if you could change one thing in the world, what would it be? I don't know, man. I don't have an answer to that. It's got me messed up now because now I have to think about it and I have to like really pick something. I think I have to pick something now. I feel pressure to pick a mission statement. If you could influence a cause, what would you choose? If you could influence a cause, I don't know. I like growing more plants and stuff. You know, I really do. That has mentioned. I love reading books to people, like filling people with knowledge. But I don't want to be a teacher. So, if I were to choose one thing, I love doing art. I like bringing meaning to the world and to people's brains and thoughts. I love to question what the heck is happening. What are they looking at? Expand their plasticity, their gray and white matters as they deteriorate slowly. What is my statement? My mission statement. I don't know, man. So I'm still asking myself because I really don't know. It's been 38 minutes. We got through part 1. Part 1's honestly a pretty easy read. We could do 2. It's really short. And then we do part 2, which is technically chapter 2. We might as well read part 2. The thing is, I haven't really decided on what my mission statement is. You know? I like the idea of building a community center of like greenhouses where people can grow stuff. And then marijuana, there'd be like food. You know, I've always liked the self-sustaining ideas of doing things. Collecting electricity. That always fascinates me. I could try to do something in that to try to... I don't know. I feel like people in the middle class should have more rights to do things. So maybe that's something I could look into, is to bring rights to middle class people. To be able to grow stuff, to be able to grow different kinds of foods, to be able to create your own electricity and things of that nature. It'd be interesting to be able to pass some laws that will bring more freedoms to people. That's a good mission statement. Bring more freedoms to people. Freedom. Fight for liberties. If I make that my mission statement, my whole life would probably go in a whole different direction. I'm ready for that. It's kind of scary. But who knows? Who knows? I gotta really think about it. I mean, liberty sounds right up my alley. Something about liberty seems to be up my alley as far as mission statement goes. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. We'll see what I might think more about it. If you could influence a cause, what would you choose? What are some issues that you're passionate about? Issues? Well, I try not to have issues. So that's one thing. I don't know. I gotta really think about it. But I guess we could think to check this part 2. We might as well. Leaving awake. Part 2. Literally 4 pages. We can do it. What do you think? Tell you what. I need a little haircut. Look at that. I'm just doing it better. All right. This music's kind of wacky. Let's change it to. Ooh, we are only at 1% with the music. What the heck is that? Let's go look up. Let's look up royalty-free. Inspirational music background. Let's just take. Yeah, why not? So, if you're joining me, we are. What is that? Page 12. If you've ever ridden on a boat and turned around, you've seen that the water was disrupted and came out differently behind the boat. This disruption of water is called. Each of us leaves behind a wake as we go through our lives. Some of those disruptions are good and others are bad. After I, Josh, Pete, my life looked completely different than it did before. In a positive way. His wake leaves people different. My good friend Josh Goodman is the same way. He's one of the guys I've ever met. After freshman year, he asked me to be his roommate. I'm still not sure if he just felt sorry for me. For the next 3 years, we lived in a house with some other guys, and I never dreamed how that would change me for the rest of my life. Each off-student house at James Madison University, JMU, has a nickname, and I'm into the one called the Tree House. It consisted of the most insane, life-loving, intentional men who have ever been placed on Earth, and I learned so much from them, but especially from Josh, or Goody, as we call him, living the Goody life. Goody is the kind of guy who knows everyone, and I mean everyone. JMU had nearly 20,000 people on campus, and Goody won Mr. JMU in his freshman year. We would walk into a dining hall, and it would take us 10 minutes to get to a table because so many people stopped him to say hi. It was like living with a local celebrity. Goody was, and still is, also one of the busiest people I've ever met. He played every intramural sport, volunteered for the same nonprofit as me, went to every professional's office hours, had awesome grades, and was just an all-around rock star. Yet despite everything he had going on, he always had time for me. He would stop me and ask a deep question that went way beyond how class was going, teaching me of intentional questions. But he didn't just ask questions. He listened to my answers. He asked questions based on what I answered. He didn't come preloaded what he wanted to communicate or anxious for me to finish talking so he could tell me about himself. Goody taught me what it looked like to ask questions that dug far below the surface and how to genuinely know someone. My wife and children have a different husband and father because of the guys I've lived with during college, especially Goody. What's your wake like? There's no doubt that good like Pete left a positive wake in my life. What kind of wake do you leave? You will leave one regardless of whether you intend to or not. Pete is intentional about leaving people in a better place after their interactions with him. Today, you will interact with dozens of, or maybe even hundreds of different people. Will they be better people after interacting with you? How do you leave a positive wake? First of all, remember that you're influencing people whether you want to or not. Therefore, if you want to positively affect someone's life, you need to be intentional. Instead of waiting for someone to call you or invite you for coffee, seek them out. After reading this chapter, contact someone you want to positively influence and get together with them. You'll need to be face to face and hear their voice to have a meaningful interaction. Very few strong, intentional relationships are built on texting. Second, be genuine. People know fake. If you pretend to care about someone, it will have the exact opposite effect of what you originally intended. An example of this is the classic question of how are you doing? People ask this all the time. You probably asked and were asked this question several times today. If we're honest, most people don't really care. It's just what you're supposed to say when you see someone. You're quickly saying hello, then moving on with your day. But if you stop, look someone in the eye and say, "How are you really doing today?" and then alter the entire dynamic of the relationship, that simple question can tear down walls and even change lives. Third, ask more great questions. This is a lost art form. Often we are tempted to keep questions strictly on the surface level, even with closest friends. Dive a little deeper, ask people why more often, and continue to peel back the layers behind their original answers. Don't just talk about you did that day. Learn about who they are, how they think, and how they possess information. Don't just ask an event. Inquire how they felt as a result. What are they learning? Have they read a great book recently, and what did they learn? Ask others what they believe about religion and politics, and then listen to them without trying to change their minds. It is easy to ask simple questions that don't give you a full understanding of someone. This is the danger of snapping relationship. It's not a very deep or personal relationship. Last, you need to be available. No one leaves behind a long-term positive impact because they were too busy for others in their life. One of Pete's mentors, Chuck Reinhold, would always ask, "Are you a here I am or there you are type of person?" It's difficult to change the world being here I am person. The more the reality that it's not about you, the more impact you will have, and more fulfilled you will be. Be others-centered and seek to understand before seeking to be understood. Another habit highlighted Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Read that one. Let's make a little mark. Where is it? Where'd it go? There's right there. Okay, great. A little mark. Oh, now I know I gotta go buy that book and read it later. We're almost done here. Perhaps you've read through this chapter and are thinking, I wish I had a mentor like Pete to teach me. I encourage you to first look at yourself and see if you're ready for a mentor like this. It doesn't just happen. Find someone who's a little older than you that you want to be like in some way. Get coffee with them and ask them questions. Learn how they became successful. If they're happily married, ask them to share marital wisdom with you. No one is going to just walk up to you and ask to be your mentor. You have to seek someone out. And don't just say, "Will you mentor me?" That's a huge responsibility and can scare people off. Just begin with a coffee or meal and learn more about the person. Find people that are willing to pour into you and learn as much as you can from them. Now that you have someone sharing wisdom with you, you need to pass it on. Guess what? You are already that older and wiser person that people look up to. Have you made yourself available and been intentional with them? Have you gone out of your way to care for and engage with people? Regardless of your age, if you're reading this book, there are people younger than you who want to spend time with you and learn from you. You have the opportunity to leave a huge positive wake in their life. To be a Pete or a Goody to those around you. Don't underestimate your impact. The big three. Never underestimate the impact you have. You may never know its full effect. Be intentional, genuine, and available. Ask awesome questions. Okay, so that ends the first chapter. This is this. I guess they put it in parts, but part 2. Interesting. How many sections are there? 4, 5. Okay. So why is it that... How are they numbered? Okay. It's kind of numbered weird. Okay. So I guess technically this is chapter 3 then. But we'll just stick to it like this in parts. So we finished the first part. There was 2 little sections in the first part. Not bad, not bad. Really impactful already. Chapter 1 or whatever, it was just immediately asking heavy questions. Put me in an uncomfortable place because I didn't know how to answer them. But this one was lighter, so I like how I went heavy and back to a lighter touch. So I like that. I like how it's talking about seeking out a mentor. In my mind, I gotta really think about that. I gotta think about which mentor, what kind of person I would think. I mean, in my head, I would want a producer who can mentor me to feature film. You know what I mean? So that's probably right thing to look for as a producer mentor. And that would set me on track to, you know, producing a feature film, I guess, or something. So part 2 is get a job. That's hilarious. Get a job. So that's interesting. Let's kind of go over the sections here. We're not going to read it right now. We'll read it on a different stream. First impressions aren't fair. Attracting the right kind of attention. How to have an awesome interview. Okay. You're hired. The big 3. Look the part. Always dress above what you should for the job. Be prepared with questions, resume, and references. Practice, practice, practice. Okay. Professional. Emails, do's and don'ts. Communication is key. My time is more important than your time. Always dress for success, even after you've landed the job. Don't kill the meeting. The big 3. Professional communication skills are foundational to success. Never be late. Dress above the part. Nice. Ooh, there's another part here. Lead or die. Interesting. Check it out. Let's check it out. 20 principles of life-changing leadership. Nice. How to be wildly, stupidly successful at work. Top 12 ways to be silly successful at work. Eventually get the job you always wanted. The big 3. Leadership is influence. You must lead yourself first. Leadership is a skill that cannot be developed overnight, but must be built over the long haul. True leadership is developing other people and helping them grow. Leaders to leaders. That's nice. So that's the end of that one. And part 3 is so yeah. So part 2 we might do later this evening. So we'll see how it goes. We might just wait till tomorrow. We'll just wait till tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. I'm running low on weed, so that's my main thing that I do. But I've been cutting back. So thank you for joining me. Adulting 101. The first one was pretty intense. Intense questions already all around. You know, like think about the end in mind. You know, think about they went through a list of regrets. You know. Then the section part of it got a bit lighter with finding a mentor and, you know, all that. So I like that section about finding a mentor. But, you know, the first part was heavy, really heavy-handed, and it was dark, but it seemed very necessary to really kickstart this, you know. Very interesting. I definitely recommend it. Go buy it. Go buy the audiobook. Go to Amazon. Go to Barnes & Noble. Go to FedEx, Kinko, wherever the heck. And I can tell you right, it's a life-changing book. I can tell you right now. So, getting into it and doing it. After we're done with this book, we're jumping into this one. How to make your audience fall in love with you. Warren. Expert advice on acting technique, script analysis, and taking risks. With a special section on how to rehearse by Michael Shirtliff, author of Audition. So not bad. This is going to be the next one in line. I haven't really thought about the next one after these two. I like how it's blue and red. I haven't put much thought about the next book after those. I got to really think about what I'm going to do now. So after those, I've already got it done. Let's see what's in the library that I haven't read. Well, there's film books that I might get into. I've already read a lot of these. But I have books in the house that I haven't read that I need to read. I wouldn't mind rereading, to be honest, for film. They're really good books. Mastery would be a good one to reread. I wouldn't mind rereading one just to get a fresh read on that one. Maybe we'll see. But I got tons of books here. Creativity Inc. was a good one. Oh, this one could be good. I've already read this one, but we could reread it. I can on YouTube. It's not bad. It's a nice thin book, and you know, rhinoceros success: the secret to charging full speed toward every opportunity. That's gonna be a good one. Let's go ahead and put that in the list. Doesn't seem like it's gonna be long, so I remember reading this though. It was good. We'll just put this in the list here. Books. 2 red books next up. Finishing the blue book. We just finished this other blue book. It's all color schemed. We had the purple one. And then we had this one. Just finished all these books. It's a big handful of books we just finished. This is fun to dive into. Some random. I'll just read some poetry out of that book. But look at that. That's some sweet education going on. Right? Give me a share. Give me a sub. It's been 1 hour. I just stream for an hour, read for an hour, hang out. So we'll be doing chapter 2 at some point. So I guess thanks for hanging out. I'll make this live link here soon so you can check it out. But I read through part 1. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, my name is Robokachi, Oklahoma's India Tour. Thank you for visiting my channel and my trailer here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Until next time, peace out, people. Peace out. Have a good one. Have a great day. Have a great day, folks.